Hello, my name is Elsa Douineau Le Blanc and I teach French to bilingual students in Larchmont, New York, in the US. My students are 7 years old and they are attending an American school, but in French class, we speak French exclusively. For my first project, I decided to teach my students new geography skills.
Et après l'Italie. Et là, c'est l'Espagne. Là, c'est la France.
Très bien.
On parle le français.
Oui.
Là, c'est l'Espagne.
Oui.
Qu'est-ce qu'on espagnol.
Très bien, Donatienne.
Là, c'est l'Italie.
Alors,
Là.
les autres, laissez-la faire. Oui. Qu'est-ce qu'on parle comme langue en Italie?
Italien.
Très bien.
For my Capstone project, I decided to use these newly acquired skills to work on farmers' markets around the world. I wanted my students to learn to place a few more countries on the world map and to recognize the diversity of food and value it. I wanted my students to make connections between where we live, the types of produce, meat, fish, and other food available in our local market, and the general culture around food. I also wanted them to make connections between the economic situation of the farmers and the way they transported and presented the food for sale in the market. I organized a field trip for the students to the local farmers market. I gave each student a questionnaire and we headed toward a fruits and vegetable stand. The questionnaire, which was in French, had the following questions. Stand name, where's the market, what food is sold on this stand, how is food brought to the market, how is food presented to the customers, do the people who grow the food we see sell it? On the next day at school, following a debriefing on our farmers market field trip, students filled out the Larchmont's market part of the questionnaire. Then we compared it to a market in France because these students are learning French. For that, we used pictures of a French market. We worked as a class to compare it to our local markets and filled out a tableau récapitulatif sheet. The questions were the same as the questionnaire filled out at the market, but presented differently, so that students could easily compare different markets in different countries. After that, we studied markets in different countries of the world. Burkina Faso, Tunisia, Cambodia, and Brazil. Students located the countries we were studying on the world map and colored each one of them. Students chose 2 countries to add to the summary table about world markets. They were very interested in the different food you could find in each different country. We spoke about why we could find these foods, local produced, and the reason for the different presentation of the food in the market. They were very impressed by the pictures of women from Burkina Faso who were not only carrying their baby on their back, but also carrying on their head all the food and objects they brought to sell. They asked me why they didn't bring the food with a van. That led to discussion about poverty and how people adjust to their life situation. Students watched an interview conducted in French about a market in Cambodia, and they answered a multiple choice about the interview. Students were then asked to produce a text about what they had learned about markets in the world. They could reuse the documents we had been working on so far. I found an interesting book about sounds of markets around the world called Drôle de marché by Isabelle Pellegrini. It has an audio component online and we listened to it as a wrap-up. Then I gave my students a copy of some recipes from different countries of the world that were included in the book. This project gave me an opportunity to energize my lessons by stimulating my students' research and collaboration skills. They learned to better observe, listen, infer, and collaborate. As a teacher, this course certification taught me how to connect my lessons to the different perspectives, skills, as well as to the human and natural worlds. I'm definitely going to build on these skills in the future.